Welcome back to another episode of The Road to 2200. And I'm playing a 1510 game today. My opponent is 1853. I'm 1871. Let's get this thing going. Alright, just kind of playing my regular Queen's Gambit stuff. We'll see, what do they end up doing here? Do they end up playing like a straight up Queen's Gambit declined with e6? Do they play like a Slav? Are they going to fianchetto? Or are they going to play c5? Like, black has quite a few different options here to take us in some very different directions. Okay, so we're going to do an exchange Slav. Somehow my exchange Slav games are usually very exciting, which is the very opposite of what they're supposed to be. Alright, so we're just, putting some pressure on that pawn, developing the knight. Just going to develop pieces. We're going to put them all on good squares. We're going to do, this is basically our next bunch of moves. Sort of depending, on what our opponent does. But that's kind of our plan. Just get our pieces out, get them put on their best squares, and go from there. Okay. Not that surprising of a move. I think we'll just continue with the plan. I could do something like this. But, I could just go back. I kind of would prefer to do that after this comes. And then we can maybe get like a knight for bishop trade. So we'll just develop some pieces and, get going with our plans. It is important to note this check. This is in my chessable course, the sneaky queen, if, say, black had a piece here or something. Right now it's not doing anything. It's just, just nice to kind of like file away. There's a thing in the position. If my opponent does something weird, then that's something to be cognizant of. That maybe there's a way to exploit that. I'm kind of assuming my opponent is going to go like here. Okay. That feels like a weird move to me. I mean, yes, they could go here, and take the next. Take 3 moves to dislocate my knight. And yes, I agree, it's not like a super tactical position, and you could probably get away with that. But also, you could just develop your pieces. Alright, we are just going to play e3, right? Real quick, e4 would be horrible. So e3 it is. Just going to go here. I think we're going to go here, contest this bishop. Not try to do the knight takes the... Ooh, okay. Well, now that becomes a little more interesting. So we could actually try to do that now, right? We could go here. If they go here, then I'm just going to go takes, and they have a nice knight in the middle, and my knight is kind of out of play. I think I would rather go this route and just try to trade off these bishops. I don't know. I struggle with this one a bit. This is something I do in most of the lines I play. But this is clearly like a technically bad bishop. But the bishop is still exerting a lot of pressure on the position. It's like it's a functionally good bishop despite being a definitionally bad bishop. And my bishop was doing nothing. So it still feels like a reasonable trade. Okay. And now it also makes it harder to land that knight there because I'm just going to take and they lose a pawn. So probably castles here, maybe here. It's a little bit unclear. Okay, so they're going to go the same route. I may do that. I'm also a little tempted to go here. I actually have a pin opportunity. They can't really just move the queen and let their pawns be ruined. So they probably have to go like this. And then if I go like this, then we're still like they got to chase me back. They've opened up their king side. The queens are still on the board. My bishop is definitionally bad, but seems reasonable, like it can put pressure on the position. I'm going to do this. I just kind of like this plan of really just like locking pieces down, right? It's like the knight can't move, the queen can't move. There isn't really good ways to, like they have to go here first. Then move the queen like before they can even get going. That just seems kind of reasonable. Okay, and that's another way to handle it. It's just to jump in there. But that, I think is fine for me. Like if they come in here, we still have all the same things. We take there. So I think we just castle here. And say, okay. Nothing too exciting in the position yet. Probably this is coming. I gotta stop checking my text during these things. But my wife, said she might text me. Okay, so this is the move that I feel like is important to be able to cover this square. Otherwise, I can just jump in there. And there's an idea that maybe I should have already jumped in there to be able to take. But I don't know. I think it's fine to do it this way. I think probably the answer is still here. It just doesn't feel like there's anything very exciting going on. It's just kind of slowly improving pieces at this point. So yeah, I think I'll just go here. I guess before I do that, is there a world where I want to do this instead and make this a queenside battle? I don't really know actually how the rooks are going to play out in this one. So I think I am going to go here with the assumption that eventually I'll do this. I think probably I might look at something like this. This is a move I've made a lot in my games with the Slav. I think the computer usually does not like it, but it usually works out very well. And so I have in my mind that it's a good move. And I guess that's something I need to start really getting deeper on. Is that a bad move or is it a good move? Because another idea is to come around this way. Another idea is to kind of like rook here and just push and try to break open the middle, leaving myself with an isolated pawn. Yeah. So I think I don't really want this knight to land here. It disrupts this queen. I want to be able to go here maybe and here and use the only open file and at least build on it. I don't think castling really changes anything fundamentally, so I'm going to go here. And it's, it's keeping out two pieces. I think it's a reasonable idea. Also, after this move, it's going to be very hard for them to get into this square and clog up the c-file. But I guess the problem is if I go here, they could just immediately respond with this. And then if I go here, they can jump in. But I suppose I could push them away. It would be at the cost of that pawn. So I might just want to go here right away. Though, if I do that, can my opponent just contest that setup with a5? Kind of seems like they can, right? I almost have to take. Everything gets weakened. So maybe that's not a good idea, right? Maybe the plan is just simply... Maybe the plan is not even double up here at all, understanding that this could happen. Maybe the plan is instead just going like this, and then if they play here, now their side is a little bit weakened. Also, an argument for having left this rook here and bringing this rook here, right? Like if I was thinking, oh, I'm going to make all these pawn moves, I'm going to go like this, then clearly I'm playing on the queen side, and this rook should be here holding down that, because this rook is doing nothing, right? It's just like, sure, it is helping on the king side, but it's not really doing anything. Oh, I forgot to turn on lights for this one. Let's get some lights going. There we go. Okay, so yeah, they made a very sensible move, right? They were like, okay, fine, you're gonna go on that, I'll go on it as well. Okay. So I kind of like this plan even more now that the rook has left the defense of this pawn. So if I go here, what does my opponent do? They could play b6 to stop me from going here, but it seems to weaken a lot, right? Like this pawn is weakened, the defense of this guy is weakened. I think I would consider that successful. If I go here and my opponent goes here, and then I go here and my opponent just copies me, I don't know how much I like that, right? Although I do have this interesting possibility of sacking the exchange and going takes here, here. But then I guess they go here and win the knight. A lot happening here. Oh, also once this guy leaves, I have this. And I guess also once my guy leaves, he has this. So I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. I think I might just double here. And say, okay, if you go here, then I think I get to go in here. I don't know what that gains me. Maybe nothing. But it certainly optically looks good. And I don't really know what to do here. Everything kind of has a drawback. So like this looks really good, except that is a... Well, now that the rook's gone, does that matter as much? Because if I take... Yeah, like queen takes. So I am just going to go here. Making sure real quick they don't have a light squared bishop to get on here. That was my pause. I'm going to go here. Just double up. Just say like, okay, we're doubling up. They very well may do the same thing. It's a little bit slower for them because the queen's in the way. I feel like this whole knight to a5 plopping into c4 is a bit of a more advanced maneuver. They might not see it. They did immediately. They're like, well, I'm doing that. I think I'm going to go here. It also hits that, which I think is useful. And that's going to be hard to remove this knight. They'd have to go like here, I think. And then at that point, my bishop becomes more annoying. Okay, I guess I should look at this. I don't think that matters. I should also look at this, because it removes a defender of this, because it's being hit now, but it's plenty well defended. Yeah, so I think I need to go here first if I want to contest this. And I think I do. And I think I would be pretty happy, actually, if we went here and he took this way. Maybe not. Maybe b5 would be good. I would have a4 at the end of that, so let's calculate this. Knight takes, pawn takes. Have to move the queen first. So move the queen. Let's say they put the queen on c7 to double up on the file. No, sorry. They play b5 to hold on to everything. Then I play a4. They double up on the file. Takes, takes. And then the pawn is hanging at the end with the knight. So what I just calculated there was like takes here, 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 and then this at the end is interesting. Maybe that doesn't work actually, because then this is only being protected once. It's kind of deep stuff here. Another question is, can I go here and just let him take here? And that's kind of interesting. It would be like takes back, probably goes back to here, takes, takes. This is now hanging, but I could play this. And now I really do control this open file. So I'm going to do this, I think. With the idea of then maybe I'll do this myself. And now this is very weak. And then I would take. There is a potential problem here that I didn't really calculate. I think I stopped a move short. It's like takes, takes, here, 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 here. And then what about here? I think that's okay. Okay, I think everything's okay here. I think my position is slightly better, but this is me saying I think a lot of times. But almost certainly my next move is going to be moving this knight somewhere. The knight being this knight here. Perhaps I'm going to reroute him over here. Another interesting idea for my opponent is to go here first. And like kick this guy away. And then take. Oh, but then I take back here. So yeah. I'm in kind of an interesting spot where I feel like for the moment I have a slight lead doubled on this file that I can pry open. An interesting idea for my opponent might be just going here and then taking here. So if they go here, it kind of forces me to go here. And then this pawn gets to come before I can get the knight out of the way. That might be their best move. So I'm not really sure what else I would do. Yeah, I kind of feel like I almost have to take there. So it's like here, here, here. I don't know, maybe here, or maybe here, so the knight can come over here. A little unclear. There's certainly been a positional battle more than a tactical one. But oftentimes when I say that, and then I look at the game with the engine, it turns out it was actually a tactical battle. So we'll have to see. All right, my opponent is kind of going into the tank here. And I kind of get it. Like, what should my opponent do? Should my opponent go here? Should my opponent go here? Should they go here? Should they go here? Should they go here? Like, there's quite a few moves that look kind of reasonable. Another one is here that I didn't look at. This one I think is the one I'm most interested in now. Because now this bishop is this knight is really protected. Okay. That was kind of a surprising move. But it's the same function as this move, right? So it almost forces me to take here, 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 here. And then we're in the same kind of spot. Or maybe even this holds everything together. I don't think so, though, because I think this will pry things open. Probably shouldn't say I think, though. Another very important thing to note. Suddenly, this knight was doing a really important job. I don't think we get to exploit this. I think the knight was allowed to leave his post because I'm just not doing quite enough. Let me see. There's some cool tactic here. It's not going to be a queen sack. It's going to be more like, I don't know, like something like this or something. Giving up this pawn, this bishop, but getting something more. But I just don't see anything like that. Like, it's all too far away and nothing can... Oh, something would be like this. Like, let's say this queen was here and then takes, and now at least this is being threatened. They could do that, and it doesn't seem that great anyway. So I do actually have a choice. I could go here because I'm hitting this. But, like, he takes... I don't think I want to do that. So we're going to go down this road. Take there. I guess he could have taken this way. Okay, I didn't calculate that. That was an error on my part. Because I forgot that this would be hitting the queen. Okay, so I guess we have no choice but to take here. Otherwise, this knight will end up getting... I don't know. Do we not have a choice? I mean, I guess this is kind of worrisome. Like, if I go here, and they go here, and then I go here, and they go there, what do I do? If I go here, they could just simply push by. And that seems pretty good. Interestingly, after here, I will have this spot open for my knight, which is quite intriguing. Or for my queen, which will then be hitting there. Okay, I think we don't quite have enough time to go as deep as I would like. This is a very pivotal moment. I think in a classical game, I would have taken another 10 to 15 minutes, just because it's such an important moment. Like, if I could move him first, that would be better. In a dream world, they would take this way, thinking like, I've got some pressure on you. I think that would be really good for me, though. Okay, interesting. So I think I can move him out of the way, and then even if here, it's like takes, then here. I don't know. Maybe that isn't great. Perhaps I go this way. And then here. Takes. Wait. No, that's a disaster, right? If they're there, takes. Yeah, that loses a pawn. So I definitely want to move the knight. And if my opponent just takes right away, I'm fine with that. So where do I want this knight? I think I want to go like this. Or maybe even here and start putting some pressure on the king side now. I think that's what we're up to. Pretty sure he's going to go here, and I don't think that's a good move. In fact, that loses a pawn. So maybe they just won't go there. It just seems like that's the whole point of what they're doing. Because the only other move they could do here is this. Not true, actually. They could go here. This might be the best move, actually. And then I can't just take, because then they can immediately close it back off again. I would have a very interesting idea of takes, here, takes, and I've won a pawn for the exchange. And I kind of have to think about, like, is that what I want to do? I would also be able to jump into here, which is interesting. It's like takes, here. I'm threatening. No, I'm not threatening there because the queen is covering it. Yeah, and the back row is really well protected. So I don't think that would go that well for me, actually. What I could do, though, instead of taking, is I could just push this pawn now. So if I push here, although if he takes, this hangs to the queen. Opponent seems to be finding all of the right moves in all of the right moments. It's very frustrating. Funnily enough, they might not even be the right moves. That's what I've realized, that a lot of times when I do my analysis, I'm like, oh, the move I thought they would make, that I was frustrated they made, was not that great of a move. So, what do we want to do here? If we just let them go here, then, I don't know, what are we even doing at that point? But what else can I do? Okay, I could do the thing I was talking about. Takes. Wait. Takes. So we end up with the queen here. And this pawn is gone. It just doesn't seem like enough. I don't know. That just doesn't seem like we have anything in that position. I would do it if it was like a devastating move where like now everything's different. I don't really want to take there and just let the knight jump into there. That seems like a bad plan. So I don't know. I actually don't have a plan right now. So I am going to say my rooks are fine and we're going to let them be and reroute this knight somewhere. I could go here. How do I get to here is the question. Here. There. Yeah, it's very hard to get to because the square's off the board to get there. I think what I'm going to do is move this pawn to give myself some freedom from the potential mates that can come. It still lets me go here. And I don't know how to improve my position from here, other than moving the knight, which I will be doing next. But yeah, I've decided I think it's just time to let the rooks be and just say, okay, I was wrong. Like, I thought that open file was going to win me the game, essentially, and that was incorrect. So now what can we do? We don't have to just be like, oh no, our one plan is over. We messed it all up. We're dead. We're not dead. Like, the game is totally even. Let's just play on and find some new plans. I'm really trying to figure out where I want this knight. Do I want the knight here? Kind of encourages them to go there. Okay, yeah, I figured they were going to go there. And it's still not a real threat. Like, it's just a threat to trade off the rooks, which is like, okay. I don't know if I want the rooks to be traded off. I think it's time to bring the knight to here or here. This feels like the better square. It's influencing some important squares. So I guess I'm going to do it. We're kind of low on time. Not low on time, but I don't want to spend a ton of time right now when it's like, just move the knight, right? Like, just move the knight and move on with your life. I'm a bit tempted next to play b4. It definitely softens c4. And maybe that is a big mistake after, like, rook takes, queen takes, and then boom, the knight lands there. But the knight's not really doing anything there is the key. Okay, is there a way to maybe use my kingside pawns to put some pressure on my opponent? They don't really have much helping the king. I don't have much attacking, but maybe I could do something. Like, maybe I could go here, 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 and at least, like, start up some trouble. Okay, yeah, so they're looking to go here next, I think. And when they do that, they've really evacuated this side. So I think I am going to go here with that threat in mind. Okay, I think their plan is here, and then just force the trade of the rooks. Probably force me to go here, and then here, and at that point I'm like, okay, I don't know that I care that much. Okay, yep. And now really it's putting it to me, right? Like, I can't just be like, oh well. So I guess I'm taking here. The only thing I don't like is if he takes here, this is hanging, which is a little annoying. So I might need to go here to cover that. Ah, okay. Okay. If I go here and he goes here. Okay, we're going to do this. I'm going to trade off this stuff. Went with the queen. Interesting. Does kind of make sense, right? Because now we can go here, check, here, take, gobble both pawns. That will probably win, and I don't think I have enough of a kingside attack to stop that. And if I go here, this is devastating. One of these pawns falls. So it's a very good move. Yeah, I don't really know how to stop this. I think I've messed up. I can go here. And then after takes, and maybe that's my best idea. So it would be like here, 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 knight drops in here, then I have to go here, then he goes here, then I go here. I guess that's what I have to do. No, this doesn't work, because he still has this. Okay, I really messed this up. That's very unfortunate. How do I want to do this? Do I need to go here? I guess that's what I'm going to do. Go here to stop the check. Interestingly, now I can go here and here, which I kind of like. That actually looks pretty good. So maybe we got something happening now. Because where is this queen going? It's hard to find a good square for it. It's kind of like maybe the best square is to come back to here so that this can go in there. And then if he does that, then I can go here and I'm covering this. And I'm threatening to go here. And I'm threatening to go like here maybe because this pin here. So, I don't know. Again, it feels like we're kind of slogging out a positional grinder where I think subtle moves are going to be... I think we're going to look through this game afterwards and be like, ooh, that's where it went wrong or well, and it's going to be sort of subtle. Not subtle to the computer, subtle to us. All right. I feel like they have to... okay, I know the move they're going to make. H6. They're going to go H6. I think H5 would actually be potentially better. Or G4. Or G5, that is. But G5 would just let me make the move I want to make anyway with my knight. It's probably not the best idea. But I don't think they can find a move here. And if not, they're going to move G6. That's my prediction. G6. Oh, sorry, I meant H6. Yeah, basically making room. So I think I go here with the knight. And then, yeah. That was pretty great. Now I can go here or here. In fact, if I go here, do I win this pawn straight up? Like, is there anything on the board they could do? I think the answer is no. What a turnaround that would be. My goodness. And then also it's unkickable. Because that would be the pawn that could kick it. So, maybe we just turn things around by finding a nice new home for the knight. We also have this idea. Hitting both of these if our opponent made a wild move, like came around here, which I don't think they would. But just keeping that in mind, like we do have that threat. Okay, so they went there. That's a good move. Stopping me from making my knight better, but at the same time making their knight not necessarily worse, but putting in a not great square. It does leave me in a new spot of like, well, no, what do I do? I don't know. Let's see. That ruins all of my plans. How dare you? I could go here and then takes, and I'd have to end up going something like that. I don't think I want to do that. Running low on time. This is another possibility. It permanently changes my pawn structure, though. Is that what I want to do? It would allow the queen just to pop into there. All right, I don't have a move. I'm going to play G3. I'm going to play H4. I'm just going to start arranging my pawns on decent endgame squares and hope my opponent doesn't handle this position very well. Because it feels like this is about as drawish as it gets. But at my level, that doesn't mean it's a draw in any world, right? That just means it's draw-ish. And it is a 3 results game still. In a classical game, maybe not so much, but certainly at a rapid level, I would not say this is a draw. I don't know what my opponent's going to do. I kind of think they're going to play B5. And I don't know that that's a good move. Trying to find where their knight could go. That would be interesting. Maybe like that. Maybe that's their plan with their knight. But if they do that, as soon as they leave this square to go here, then I can go here or here. Probably here. But again, this is a very drawish position. But it's a drawish position where both players are getting very low on time. And there's probably like 50 moves left to be played in this game, and we both have 0 time. So that could get incredibly interesting as time pressure becomes a very real thing. So let's say they move in here. I will go... They're threatening that. Will I go here? Hitting the queen. Forcing the queen away, bottom line. Like, there's not a lot. Maybe the queen would go here to pressure this pawn, but then I would go here. So I think this works pretty well. If they go here, I'm going to go here. They'll probably go here. Well, after the queen moves away. Okay, they're going there. I'm going here, and we're both just kind of like, I don't know. And I like that I had that move in the bank, right? Where I was just like, I already know what I'm doing. I'm probably going here next also. Just made sure, yep, I'll go here. This is us trying to fit in 50 more moves. I do have some interesting ideas here with like this move. I'd like to go here. So maybe I'm going here and then here. But I kind of feel like my queen and knight are positioned to where if I could soften up their king, I could do some things. Whereas their queen and knight are not set up to do that. Their queen is very misplaced right now. Whereas my queen can kind of just jump right in and start doing some stuff. I might go here next. I would love... Well, maybe I wouldn't love that. Okay. Again, they're like, I don't know. I'll just go here. Queen's super close to being trapped, actually, now. I could go here. Threatening to go here. This is tempting. If here... Where? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let's go... Let's go... Here. I don't like this idea. I want to guard this pawn, but I don't really know what to do. I may just shuffle my king back and forth. Okay. Wow, that queen is running out of spots. I think I'm going to go here. Okay. I'm going to go here. No, I don't like that. That weakens everything. I'm going here. This, I think, would be a reasonable move for my opponent. It's kind of a cool idea of, like, really cementing stuff a bit. But I think I can go here. And then it forces them to go here. And maybe I can do some things. I don't know. We're in a weird spot. Okay. So the queen is finally leaving. Still is kind of intriguing. What if I went here and then here? And then takes. Do I go here? Yes, I'm going to go here. I'm very low on time, so I'm not making great moves anymore. Those days are done. Now we are making moves. They're different than making good moves. I think my plan is to come back to here, to go here, and that's my plan. I won't be surprised if my opponent goes like that and that. Okay. I am going to come back to the square. I think this is a very useful spot for my knight. I think this is fascinating. Ah, okay. That does let their knight come up to here, which is good. And if I go there, this at least gives them an isolated pawn. Oh, interesting. I could trade down here. I am going to trade down here because I have no time and I have no idea what's happening. They can get rid of this isolated pawn by just simply pushing it. That's a very wise move by them. Yes, that's a very good move. I'm going to go here. If they go here, I'm in business. If they go here, I think we got to draw. Take with the king, and now we're just in opposition here. So that's kind of like one of these who runs out of moves first. And even then, I think it's just back and forth, draw. We'll have to see if someone can find a way to plow through. I do have this interesting idea of going here and taking a bunch of space, freezing this pawn entirely. I can just come like this. I feel like this could be a good move for them. Yeah, that would be a great move. That might win the game, actually. Jeez, I didn't realize that. Now everything's frozen on my side. If I go here and here, then it's like this crazy race. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have to go this way, I think. Wait, hold on. If I go this way, yeah, I have to go this way. This is going to be their move. Oh, okay. I thought that was the whole point of what we were doing, buddy. So now I can't go here. And now we're back to draw territory, I think. If he goes there, I go here. I don't think he can make this run now. He's very far away. So I think now that does not work. But maybe takes here, here. This would lose for me. Yeah. I think, oh, okay. That also probably should be fine for me. I think I would just go here. And if they move this way, actually, no matter what they do, I'm going in here. I might win this now. There's like this outside chance that I can win this, because now I get to push their king back. But maybe not. Well, yeah. So like if they go here, 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 I can't go here. So they should be fine. This is why endgames are so fascinating. In fact, if they go here, maybe I go here. Oh, then what if they go in here and make a move to get this? And then they come back, and then they come here. Yeah, I think I gotta go here. I gotta go here. I'm gonna go here. They go here. I go here. I think we have firmly entered the draw, unless they do something very strange. But this is the pretty obvious move to make. It'd be interesting if they went there. Okay, so I go here, right? Yes, and then if they come in here, I'm still here. And if they try to make a run that way, they lose. This is basically just exactly where we were, and then now we're going to repeat going the other way. Yep, let's repeat it back. I guess this is slightly different now, because when they go here, it's a little bit different. But it's basically a shorter version, I think. If they were to go this way, then I could come in. I wonder if there was some triangulation I could have made here. Like if they go here, can I go here? No, then they just come back to here. So this is draw. We're just about to hit the draw mark. I'm going to go back into here, and it's a draw. I mean, it looked like a draw for a long time, so I'm not shocked to see that this was a draw. I am higher rated, so there's a chance that they were like, cool, a draw sounds great. Neither of us gained or lost any points. So let's take a look at this, see if something giant was missed, or if this really was just kind of a boring-ish. I don't know about boring. I still thought it was interesting. Okay. This is a weird move, and yeah, it's not in the opening database. Okay, all my moves are the normal opening moves. Okay, this is where I deviated. I don't know. I just didn't like taking here. Taking here is the move in the database. The computer says taking there is the best move. and that this is ever so slightly worse. So whatever, we're going to go with ever so slightly worse. On the castle. Interestingly, the computer says the best move by a little bit is... Okay, no, never. Yeah, maybe it's to take here, but whatever. This is totally fine as well. Castles, and we're just making normal moves. The computer doesn't think I need to do that, but it doesn't say it's bad. And yeah, so this was a moment, right? Lots of moves to be made here. This, interestingly, this to kind of pull this guy to a weird spot, knowing then that this bishop is really not doing a whole lot. I think I should have considered that more, because this is something I would often do in my opening repertoire, but I didn't consider at all in this position. And b4 is something highly considered, and I thought about that as well, to prevent this guy from coming here. I forget exactly what I didn't... Oh, it was don't think I liked stuff like this. I thought this could be problematic. But of course, in this particular spot, it's not at all problematic, right? Because you just gain a ton of space and go, cool, we're doing well. Okay. But regardless, this is a totally fine move. And we're just playing normal, fine moves. Everything is dead equal. And I'm just going to kind of continue going through unless there's some big change, because we're not really doing much. Yeah, computer says everything's fine. Then I have to take, so I take, and then I take, and then they take, and then, okay, good. So rightfully, the computer says I made the right call here, not taking here, because this would have been pretty bad, right? This is kind of a loss. The computer finds a way out and says d3 actually holds this, but I don't know. Now our knight is forever having to defend that. I don't really love that anyway. So I'm happy with what I decided to do. Kept some play in the position, trying to make something happen. I think this was a nice move. Computer says anything is fine here, but I think this is a very good move. Stopping me from going to either here or here, I think, was a good idea. Okay, we're just... there's just nothing to be done here, and neither of us are making big errors. We're both playing like professional chess players and just doing our thing. Takes, everything's fine. And okay, should not have taken here. Which makes sense, right? Because it lets them jump in, and then this, the computer says, is a loss. Which is fascinating to me. We'll come back to that in a minute. I just didn't quite understand what I was supposed to do here. If I let them take, it gives away my only advantage. The computer says, well, you just should do that anyway. If they want to take, you take back. It's dead even. You didn't have an advantage anyway. Like, what are you talking about? Lose your advantage. Okay. So the computer likes that. I didn't like that, but I also didn't quite grasp that this wasn't going to work for me, that they were going to be able to push this whenever they wanted. The computer says this is -3, and that the game is over because of after here. Okay, this is the number one move. Here, and now a4 now is kind of devastating. As we saw in the game, this was a devastatingly good move, completely freezing both pawns. They made a mistake and went here, but I made a mistake right back in going here. What I should have done is move this pawn up. So then the king moves over. Again, I could have at least tried to stop a4. I went here. I'm down 5 now. Okay. I go here. And the engine says the thing I calculated, this wins for black. And I thought it did, right? I thought I calculated that this won for black by exactly 1 move. Here. I guess which one do you want to take? Maybe that's the difference. The computer says take here. And then the queen comes here. Look at that. Covering it. Oh, brutal stuff there. Hello? Yeah, okay. So then we can try to start marching. Oh, the kings should not... Oh, even better, right? They get to go like this. And then after here... Now they're going to have 3 pass pawns, which is interesting. So g4 is just a hair faster. So this is what I calculated, that I would lose by exactly 1 move. And indeed, I was right. My calculation was correct. And it comes with check. And I'm not able to end up making another queen. I lose. So, that's interesting. I calculated correctly that I was losing. Thankfully, my opponent made a giant blunder and went there. And it was just kind of like... Actually, it wasn't a giant blunder. It was still okay. And then after here, that's the giant blunder, and now it's a draw. Let's see. What could they have done that's different? Can they still just make this run for it? Oh, this is it. That's a good idea. Yeah. So now if I take here and take here, is this not a draw, actually? Not a draw. So here, oh, right. Because I can go here, and then I have 2 threats as black. If here, then we're in the same calculation. And if here, I think now I win this way. So if I go here, yeah, then he just comes in here, and this is just much faster. And if I go the other way, and I go here, this is still just that one move faster. So my opponent is, if they had calculated this out, they could have seen that they had the win in any different variation of this, but instead they took there, here, and now there is no way for the king to come in, because everywhere the king goes, I can oppose it. And if... What? +5? Huh? So there was a moment. No, don't say it. Wow. Okay, I think I see it. Can I go here? I thought, and I didn't calculate this, I just thought that if I went here, my opponent could go here. So let's calculate it now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like black crushes me there. So maybe it's something else. But let's just check it out. So king d5. Sorry, king d4. Black, if they try this maneuver. Okay, that's what I was wondering. I don't have to do that. I can go here. And now if they try this little maneuver, I can stay on this pawn. And now the king can't go to either of the squares to defend it. And if they take it, then I get to take. And now as we go across, this is so complicated. I guess I win? Because I don't know. It looks pretty even, doesn't it? I guess I'm one move faster in all of this. So then he takes, and then I take here. Then he takes here, and then I go, does it matter? Nope, I go here, and then it moves out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew! It's so amazing how these endgames come down to one singular, like, tempo. And then I didn't go for it, and then that's just a draw. It's just a repetition at that point. So, an interesting move where there were no big tactics to be had in the early going, but we both still only scored in the 85% accuracy because of some just like completely game-losing blunders in the end game. Like we each had 3, which is kind of remarkable that from, let's see, this position, which looks like a dead draw, we each blundered the entire game away 3 times. Like, that is utterly remarkable. But first of all, this is not a draw. Black is winning here. And that we each blundered 3 times from here. All right. Some takeaways. Takeaway 1 is, boy, endgames are hard. It's not even, I don't even feel horrible right now. Like, oftentimes at the end of these losses or draws, I'm like, oh, what am I even doing with my life? This is just kind of like, endgames are hard, man. I don't know what to say, right? Like, endgames are very tricky, and this was a tricky one that, I should probably scrimmage with somebody. That's probably what I should do, is find a friend, play this out 3 times with each side, and kind of see the nuances of, like, the races and the counting. And I guess that's the second takeaway, is just how important it is to count all of them. And like for my opponent, they made the big blunder and not straight up not counting. But I made a pretty big blunder in here. And this is something my coach and I talked about just yesterday of not calculating, right? So I didn't count here. I just went like this. If I go this way, I think they can go this way, and that looks bad for me. Now, does that usually work? Yeah, it usually works. But you know what? It didn't work here. This lost me the game. Had I seen I go here, he goes here, I go here, now we end up trading these, and then I can count and be one tempo ahead over here. That could have been different. I don't know if I could have counted all of that with only a minute left. That's where it becomes challenging. But I didn't try is the point. I didn't even try. I just eyeballed it and went, man, I don't think that's good for me. That is not a good way to play chess. Don't eyeball things. You've got to be specific. You've got to actually calculate. Yeah, so I think those are my two big takeaways. This was just another demonstration that I've gotten kind of lazy in my calculations lately. And the nice thing is that's not that hard to fix. Just do it. Just calculate it. Just actually calculate it. So that's going to do it. I hope you enjoyed this longer than normal episode. And I'll talk to you next time, everybody. Have a good one.